This episode of Chins and Giggles is brought to you by McDonald's. If you're a listener of our show, you know we just love our McDonald's. We literally eat McNuggets on our episodes. And we've got some iconic news to share with y'all. The McRib is back right now. Here comes the but. This is the McRib farewell tour. Girl, what? Don't panic though. You guys know how many bands out there have had approximately 12 farewell tours, and they keep coming back, right? Well, that's the case with the McRib. It's a farewell tour for now, but you never know if it's gone for good. So go grab yours now. I'm gonna go get one right now. Just remember, get some napkins when you pick up your McRib, not just for the barbecue sauce, but to wipe your tears of McRib grief as well. The McRib farewell tour is happening now at McDonald's. Go get yours. Good wakey morning, you guys. Skinnytober is over. We're back to regular programming. Just me and Karina. What's up, y'all?
It is November, Mayra. How do you feel?
I'm excited. Halloween's over, bitch. I'm sorry. I feel like we celebrated Halloween so much because we were dressing up every week. Plus the Halloween parties. I was so over it, girl.
You know what's crazy? I feel like I didn't do a lot of activities, but I mean I did do we had a Halloween party, trick-or-treating, of course. Listen, we're filming this a couple days before Halloween.
Let's keep it 100, girl.
Let's keep it 100, girl. But my plans are to go trick-or-treating, so I'm assuming we went trick-or-treating and had fun, and I'm excited because Mia, I'm sure she had a blast,
and she's gonna have a blast.
I'm sure. Yeah,
in the future she had a blast, period.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like every holiday, I feel like I don't take it in as much. Like, I'll get excited for the holiday coming up, and then the actual day of, it's always a letdown a little bit.
That's how you make it.
But I feel like, why do I feel like Halloween is one of those things that it's so
overhyped
up. And I do love the spooky vibes and all that, you know. But when you come down to that day, you're like, dang, childhood was different, bitch. It's not as fun as you remember it.
I don't know how it's going to be for me this year, but it's our first year giving out candy in our home.
I'm sure it was fun, girl.
And I'm hoping, I can say it was fun. I mean, speaking in the future, it was amazing. But I'm hoping because my community is already like a neighborhood with kids and stuff. So I'm really hoping it gives me that vibe that there's going to be trick-or-treaters. So we'll just pretend we give it a lot of candy. Hopefully we did. I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep y'all updated, but
it's November now, and can we just talk about how now it's just us two again after a month of pure guests?
I was scared. I was like, having guests. I mean, they were so fun, you know. Mm-hmm. But you guys, if you guys are looking at the visuals, we changed up the decor obviously because it was super Halloweened out, super decked out. Now it feels a little empty, but we kept the black shelves because they were iconic. And we do still have fall decor
because it's still fall and Thanksgiving is coming up this month.
It's giving Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. It's giving that, and we're not going to start decorating, I think, for Christmas until maybe after Black Friday. That makes sense.
Oh, for
right?
sure. Yeah, after Thanksgiving.
We
still want to have it's still fall. I feel like every time I have to remind myself Halloween is over, fall is not over, bitch. The holidays
and
are
people
just
think the day after Christmas. I mean, Halloween, bitch, I'm bumping the music. The Halloween Christmas music. Mm-hmm. So we said, we're praying. Yeah. Don't want a lot for Christmas. Yeah. No, because keep singing. Imagine I was listening to Christmas music over here, Karina, and present time, Halloween hasn't happened, and bitch, I'm that over it. I was bumping it last night. And it was obviously still bumping when I was on my way over here. And I was like, keep it playing. Keep going.
I'm here for it. You know what? The holidays are just getting started, y'all.
I'm actually super excited for Christmas this year. I'm I'm feeling the vibes again. I can't wait to decorate my house. I want to go all out. The other day I went to Costco, bitch. The decor for Christmas.
They have so much.
Inflation though, bitch, is crazy. Inflation is crazy. I don't know how shopping this year is going to be because inflation is insane.
It's fucking crazy.
It really makes you think about everything. I was looking at certain decor, a skinny tall Christmas tree over $1,000.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm talking about a really tall tree, but I'm thinking
it's also because they're fake trees. The fake trees always cost so much more. And that's why a lot of people, you know, I like to get, it just depends. Like sometimes I'm feeling like the real tree vibe where I want it to smell like a real tree and stuff. But then they have candles that smell like trees. And then they have sprays for your fake trees and stuff. But in the long run, yeah, having your fake tree that you can use every single year. Like I have my tree that I've had it for years. I've had it for years. And of course, you know, at first she was a good buck. But now I use her every single year.
So she was a good buck, right? And I told Karina I wanted to get that same tree because I have like vaulted ceilings. So I'm so excited to get a tall tree. And when I went to Costco, there was like a bland, skinny. It was tall, but it was skinny compared to yours. It's thick as shit. Snow. It looks gorgeous, and it was like over $1,000. I know Karina was really expensive, but it has to be way more expensive now with inflation. And I'm thinking like, how much am I going to spend on this damn tree? Because I want to get it. I really do. Do you remember where it was from?
It's from King of Christmas.
Oh,
it's called King of Christmas. Yeah, it's online.
King of Christmas.
But I'm excited for the holidays coming up, girl. Like literally, it's November, which means that Thanksgiving is this month, and I'm just excited for the food. You know, after I had I don't know if it's just me, y'all, but I've asked Luis if he feels the same way, and he says yes. After I had the gastric sleeve, like even though the portions are much smaller now because I could eat off foods now, I've been cleared for everything, which is amazing. I honestly feel completely like normal again.
Oh wow,
which has been great. But I feel like, you know, you would think you're like, if you're a foodie and you do the surgery, like you're not gonna be a foodie anymore. But I feel like I'm more appreciative of food now after I had the sleeve. Even if I could eat much less, like I get really excited about like Thanksgiving and stuff.
Well, at least you could eat solids now.
Of course, yeah.
So
and
I'm
I'm gonna
be able
eat
to eat stuff that day.
Yeah, it's very small portions, but I'm sure I'll be like eating.
You feel satisfied when you eat, like
100%. And that's one thing that like people don't understand. When I was like pre-op, I used to think. By the way, I'm talking about it too because I feel like I haven't talked too much about the sleeve like on the podcast much, especially, you know, with Skinnytober. We were just focused on, you know, like the topics and all that. And I don't want to be annoying like, oh, the sleeve and stuff. But I actually do get so many questions, like so many. And people, if anything, they'll be like, give us a fucking update. I see a lot of
updates. I mean, a lot of questions because.
But
sorry, I'm like talking to my mouth.
You're fine. Myra's having her breakfast, y'all.
I know. And I was gonna mention because
we're back to mornings.
We do ask Karina a lot when we eat in front of her. Because I seen the comments like, why are y'all eating in front of her? We do ask her because obviously we feel bad.
No, I'm literally this morning I'm having Crystal Light just because I was going to have my protein shake and I was like, no, I want to get my hydration in. It's just that water, like, I don't know why water settles differently. A lot of people could understand for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is, but I put my Crystal Light in there, which is just like a flavoring to it, and it makes it easier to drink it. But anyways, I was going back to like how I've just became more of a foodie, which is weird. Like I'm eating less, but I appreciate food more. And I just get excited about all the dishes for Thanksgiving. Like
iconic.
I need you to know that if you're doing the sleeve, you are not just going to give a food. You're not. You're still going to love food the way you do. You're still going to love cooking. You're still going to love it. But it's just like a different relationship. You still have so much appreciation for it. It's just less food. That's all it is. And I'm so happy about that. And I can't wait to make turkey because me and Raul make the turkey on Thanksgiving.
Karina and Raul, like, I'm not even exaggerating. I'm not just saying this to hype y'all up.
I know my turkey's bomb.
I have never, growing up, I never liked turkey like that. Ever. It was always very like dry, bland. I don't know. I never was like a fan. Until recently, Karina and Raul, the past few years, they've been making this turkey that is so fucking juicy. Was that my gut? Sorry.
Yeah. Not to toot my own horn, bitch.
Bitch, not my guts craving the fucking turkey. They were like, Ugh.
Not to toot my own horn, bitch, but I know me and Raul make the best turkey.
You guys do, Karina. It literally melts off the bone, bitch.
Like, I know that shit is juicy. Like, when you cut the turkey.
Make turkey tonight, please.
When you cut that turkey, girl, it's soft. It's not dry. Juicy the fucking house. We slathered that bitch with butter. We take the skin underneath and we shove balls of butter under the skin. Girl, we butter her the fuck up. We shove her with a bunch of garlic, celery, onion, all kinds of seasonings that you imagine. My mouth is watering.
Fucking good.
My mouth is watering, but you guys, everybody tells me, my friends, because I've done it for Friendsgiving. I do it for Thanksgiving. I sometimes even do it on Christmas Day.
Y'all
bitch.
have a secret recipe down.
We have a
nobody's
recipe
doing
down, and I'm gonna show you guys on stories this Thanksgiving. So I'll let you guys know like the night before, so we can make our turkey together.
Friendsgiving, so they have time to prepare.
For Friendsgiving, I'll make it. That way you guys can follow the recipe, and I guarantee you, juiciest turkey ever, delicious. That's one thing I'm so confident about. I'm like, bitch, the turkey, I'm gonna get the fuck down.
Because when people make the turkey, it's a different technique. And you guys do an opposite technique that makes it like literally melt within the pumpkin.
You're literally shoving,
turkey.
You're pumping her up with butter. You're putting butter under her skin. You're putting butter on top of her, seasoning like crazy. Like you are moistening her up.
I don't know. I have not had turkey like that ever because I was never a fan of it. Till now,
I look forward to it.
I just imagine it shredded with like mashed potatoes and gravy.
What? Yeah, before Mayra, like I wasn't a turkey girl either. Until
turkey girl.
I
Honestly,
wasn't.
me either. It just sounds funny. Like
until
turkey girl.
a few years ago, I was like, I feel like we could make this bitch juicy. I was like, we can make her juicy. So me and Raul started just experimenting. Bitch, now she gets better every year. But we're excited about that. You always make like the mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, right? You always do like the sides. I make sides. My mom will make like tamales or pozole. Girl, I'm excited.
What do I make?
Because I always make the turkey and the ham. And sometimes, I think last year I made the mac and cheese, but I'm not sure. But you always bring sides with you. Like, like your, I think you always bring mac and cheese and mashed potatoes, if I'm not mistaken.
Do I?
You're like, do I bring anything? Like,
I don't think I. Well, last year I didn't like celebrate.
No, I know. Last year was really different.
No, but I don't even know what
year
we make.
We just made food, but it was like a very different vibe for sure.
I didn't even make anything. I'm trying to think.
No, last year you didn't, because of course it was.
I didn't even celebrate Thanksgiving last year.
No, last year was such a sad time, and I could see how much you've grown. Even just like,
yeah, I'm actually super excited for Thanksgiving, Christmas. I was telling Bryan when we were on our way over here, I'm like, wow, it's so crazy how last year like I didn't even bump anything.
You didn't even,
and now I'm like bumping Christmas music. Like I'm actually excited for Christmas this year.
Yeah, last year I remember on Thanksgiving it was obviously really different. Like none of us even got ready. We just made dinner. And I remember like you guys were having a really hard time. And I told you, I was like, why don't you guys come eat dinner? And I think you were having such a hard time that you didn't even want to come eat dinner. But I think later, like at like 10 or 11.
I literally you pulled up like at 11 p.m. with my sweats.
And you were like, okay, like I think we're going to go eat for a bit. But it was, the holidays last year were so different for everyone. Like, especially you guys were like, holidays were not the holidays.
I didn't do any Christmas shopping.
No.
Nothing.
Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas last year were so different.
I gave out candy for Halloween, but it wasn't like anything crazy.
Yeah, last year was so different.
Yeah.
But it's good to see you guys get excited about the holidays this year, you know?
Period.
And you're going to decorate your tree, and I'm sure you're going to put Bryan Tito's pictures on it again.
Yeah, I'm excited for his little living room.
Oh my God, I know you're going to go all out.
His tree, iconic.
I just know you are, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't decorate for fall this year in my house.
That's okay.
Well, yeah, we brought the fall decor here. I brought it here.
Maybe you could decorate more like Thanksgiving vibes, you know, because fall's not over yet. We're still in fall season, you know.
Not a fan one.
Well, but you know, Thanksgiving's coming up and all. But girl, how was your week?
My God,
because we gotta talk about what happened to Bryan.
Hold on, let me just finish this up real quick, girl. Because
yeah, I'll start them off. But a few days ago, y'all, oddly enough, it was right after we filmed the last Skinnytober episode, like right after. Like Mayra, Peter, and I were all filming a TikTok. We were all filming a TikTok with the one that you guys saw of Chucky and the Bride on TikTok. And we were in the kitchen, and then me and Mayra go outside. We get some pictures. We tell Raul, like, can you take some pictures of us? Blah, blah, blah. We come back inside, and when we come back inside is when, okay, the guys, you know, Bryan, my brother Hugo, Raul, and Peter, you know, they love some weed. They love them some weed. They're smoking. They're outside smoking weed.
I mean, it's part of Bryan's like nightly routine. You know, take a hit, play his video games. So when we're days like we're filming the podcast, like the guys, you know, typical night,
go outside, take their little hit.
Oh, with Ismael too. All the guys. All the
guys. And it happens all the time when we film the podcast. Like, well, not right now because it's during the day, but like when they're chilling at night, you know, it's their little, take the little hit. Okay, everybody, let's go home already. Like that vibe. So and it's funny because when we were filming the reel, I told Karina, I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I feel like I wasn't like in full mode to film that TikTok because I was so tired and whatever, you know, I was tired. And then all of a sudden I'm ready to go home. It's past like 12 p.m. already, 12 a.m. I'm ready to go home. And I knew the guys were outside because, I mean, me and Karina walked out there to take pictures. I knew they were smoking and whatever. The guys disappear. Bryan disappears for a minute. Raul's taking his pictures. And I am wondering, like, where's Bryan? He, like, all of a sudden just comes back. And I didn't think much about it. Now that I think of it, I'm like, he was fucking panicking. But he, like, steps out and then I lose him again. And we go back inside. And then, you know, we're all just chilling, like, literally packing up, ready to leave. And he was like, I don't even remember his first words, but I just remember looking at Bryan in the kitchen and he looked pale as a ghost. Mm-hmm. Pale. I mean, he looked dead.
He was.
And then he starts saying, oh, I just feel like I feel really high. I was like,
he got way too high.
I was like, oh, okay. Like, he was just having a moment. And he, mind you, I've never like seen him panic over weed. So I'm like, okay. And then he was like, I just need to breathe. Like, I need to breathe. And I was like, oh, fuck, it's happening. He
started freaking the fuck out.
I'm like, he's having a panic attack.
He started tripping.
So he's like, he starts breathing like a lot. And
like,
I'm
like hyperventilating.
Straight up hyperventilating. And we're like, it's okay, take a seat. He doesn't even want to sit down. He's like, no, I just need to breathe. And then like, he had it under control. He's like, no, I know I'm just really high and I need to breathe.
At that point, we're all starting to circulate Bryan like, okay, what do you need? Let's go get alcohol. Like, I went to go get rubbing alcohols. Like, maybe he sniffs that. Raul went to go get some milk. So he's giving Raul milk. We're all trying to figure out like how to calm Bryan down because he is in full blown panic and he's trying really hard to keep it together.
So he's trying to breathe. And then at some point we're like, okay, no, just like, I had Elizabeth get like a tray of ice and we put water in it. And we're like, if he, at first I was wetting his face with just like my hands. I was like wetting his face. And like, I noticed he was like starting to panic and I'm like, no, somebody mentioned to get ice with water that it would like wake him up. So we did that and we had him dip his face in and it brought a little bit more color to his face. And I was like, okay. But that was like the main concern, I think, with all of us.
So pale.
He was so pale. And I was like, okay, he's pale. Like, why is he pale? So while all of this is going on, we're asking Peter, like, Peter, where did he get this weed from?
Yes, because we're starting to freak out, guys. Nowadays, you don't know what the fuck something could be laced with, so we're in full panic. I'm freaking the fuck out. But what's keeping me calm is the fact that they all smoke the same thing, and I'm like, okay, nobody else is acting like no one else is tripping right now.
Yeah,
and I'm asking Peter like, what are you guys smoking? Like, are you 100% sure what you bought is legal? Because nowadays you can get weed from someone, you just never know if it's laced with something, especially nowadays. But Peter does work at a legal dispensary.
Yes.
Like, legal dispensary. So he's like, I got it at my job. So we're like, okay, cool. Like, for sure, it should be fine because it was a legal dispensary.
And I was freaking out because I know Bryan's like a regular smoker. Like, you know, he has his like hits every night. Like,
especially nowadays,
someone that's a regular smoker
about like fentanyl and stuff like that. I'm sure you were like, what the fuck?
Yes, I was thinking about the fentanyl. I was thinking about all of it, Karina. I was freaking out. And I know he's a regular smoker. I'm like, he doesn't have this side effect. Why is he getting this? Like, I really assumed something was in there that nobody knew about. And
it wasn't just, I just want to mention that it's not the typical freak out when you're high and you're tripping.
No.
Because you know how when you get really high and you're like, damn, I'm tripping, different. Like you're paranoid.
No.
It wasn't that. It was like he's flushed, like pale. His hands are locked. He couldn't move. His hands
were stiffed out. He couldn't move him.
He was shaking. He was
really cold. Like he literally was like, he felt frozen. Like,
I haven't seen someone like cold. That tripping like that.
Bryan's not the kind to even have anxiety. Bryan's not the kind to just randomly say he's dying. Like he's not me being the anxiety queen and Bryan being like
the calm one, usually
the calm positive one. Everything's fine. So when the calm positive person is saying he's dying, bitch, I'm gonna believe it. Mm-hmm. I'm like,
Bryan's not dramatic at all.
He's not dramatic like that at all.
So then Bryan says,
so Bryan at some point he's like, no, like you guys just, he's freaking out at this point, and he's telling us, he's like, no, just Elizabeth starts saying like, just breathe in, out, and he's like, yeah, tell me that, I'm gonna forget to breathe, like just remind me to breathe because I'm gonna forget to breathe. Like he really thought he was dying. And at some point Peter is like the one having him breathe. I'm just like rubbing on him, like trying to massage him, because I was freaking the fuck out too. And I'm like, if I show any kind of emotion right now, it's going to take him to another level. So I was trying my best to stay positive. I'm like, baby, you're okay. I was even like, Bryan, Tito's right here, like with you, like super trying to uplift him, right? And Peter's like, breathe in, breathe out. And any second that Peter would forget to like tell him, breathe in, breathe out, you guys, please, I'm going to forget. Remind me to breathe. Like that full panic.
He was having a bad trip.
At some point in my head, right? I'm like, things are fucking getting worse. Like he is like, at this point, we're all freaking out. Like what's happening with him? And at some point in my head, it's like our brains were in sync, because in my head, I was like, I need to tell him, like, me and Bryan just got like health insurance. So in my head, I was like, we just got insurance. Like if he needs to fucking go to the hospital and just reassure him, like,
what it is, yeah.
It is what it is. Like that's what we have insurance for. But I didn't want to say it because I knew like bringing up an ambulance would probably freak him out.
Yeah.
As I was having that thought, Bryan was like, do you guys want to just call an ambulance? I was like, I'm glad you asked. Let's pull up.
When Bryan said, can we call an ambulance? I was like,
we all were like, oh.
I was like, okay, he's really feeling like he's dying, because Bryan would not fucking say that.
So in the meantime, Raul brings down the blood pressure machine, because I swore that his blood pressure was so low because he was pale. Mm-hmm. And we're trying to check his blood pressure. Lupita's literally like trying to like put it, and he's like, no, like he was like stopping them from putting the blood pressure. And I asked him,
was freaking him out.
I asked him after he like sobered up. I was like, why didn't you want us to check your blood pressure? He's like, I thought like by checking the blood pressure, it was going to stop the blood flowing through my heart. Like he thought he was gonna get a heart attack. Yes. And he started feeling like chest pain.
Yeah,
he was feeling pressure. So the paramedics,
and physically he did not look okay.
No, he did not, you guys. I think we were all kind of concerned.
He was locked up.
We literally kept asking Peter, like, what did you give him? Like poor Peter freaking the fuck out. Even Peter, after when we were at the hospital, like when we were outside waiting, he was like, I really thought at some point, like he was like, I was gonna go complain to my job, like, what the fuck are y'all putting in this shit? I was like, even Peter, poor thing, he probably thought like, what did they put? We were all so concerned because Bryan's a regular smoker, like does not react.
So let's mention though that Bryan is usually an indica guy, because there's indica and there's sativa. Indica is way more relaxing, like kind of like puts you to sleep vibes. Sativa is supposed to be more like, you know, like I guess more like wakes you up more. And Bryan is usually used to indica.
Yeah.
And he has mentioned like that he doesn't like sativa.
Yeah, because it makes him feel funny.
Yeah, and Raul said that one time they had smoked sativa, but that Bryan, he felt a little funny, but like they went to go play basketball, so he like went away. It kind of went away.
No, he said, but this time it was like,
but
there was
this time,
well, he said that when they smoked, that he would try to distract himself, and they started playing like a game. Mm-hmm. And he said that it was overpowering, that he could not ignore it. Mm-hmm. So so
the ambulance pulls up.
Eventually Karina calls the ambulance. I think Raul takes over because we're all fucking nervous. Nobody could even talk on the damn phone. I'm like, and it's funny because I saw Karina, like she had her phone on her. I'm like, Karina, you want to call 911? But everybody was so freaking frozen. I was like, Karina, like you have your phone in your hand. You know when you're like so scared and you don't even know how to dial, or it was just like we were all like panicking.
I think I was just like, I threw my phone at Raul because I was freaking out. Like
call 911, and then Raul's calling.
I don't know why about just calling 911. Yes, it makes me so like
nobody
scared.
Was like, we all were freaking out because, like I said, Bryan's literally not the kind to be like, I'm fucking dying, you know. Mm-hmm. So. Whatever, they call 911, paramedics show up. It felt like a fucking hour before they got there, but it was really like probably 5 minutes. They get there. He finally allows them to check, his blood pressure. His blood pressure looks fine. His vitals look fine. The paramedics are like, he's talking tripping within themselves, or like, he's having a moment. Like he's having a panic attack. He's really
fucking high. That's
he's hyperventilating. He's like, if you look at his hands, they're completely stiff.
And they're mentioning because he's hyperventilating. That his body is,
reacting
pale.
to it.
His hands are the hyperventilating, him freaking out, and the hyperventilating
caused him to like seize up, like not seize up, but like
literally stiffen up.
I could not move
Flush in his face.
I was trying to like warm his hands up and grab his hands. Karina, felt like I was touching like a dead body's hand. Like
he was cold.
He was stiff, like stiff. It was like, what is happening? So yeah, that happens. They're basically telling him like, you're fine, and then all of a sudden he starts vomiting so much,
like a lot, like
and then the paramedics are talking within themselves, and I'm listening at everything they're saying. They're like, well, you know,
he's vomiting.
We think he's just like having a panic attack, but now he's vomiting. Like now they sound concerned. Like, why is he vomiting?
So we're like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
Oh God, what is going on? But they're like, but his vitals seem fine. Like, you know, I'm assuming it's somebody that was like really overdosing on something that wasn't weed. So they're just kind of letting vitals.
At that point, they're just kind of like, okay, he has to just throw up. Maybe he ate something bad.
Yeah, and then we realized like hours later that he did drink milk to try to sober because he was freaking out.
Okay.
So Peter's like, no, he was chugging milk to like sober him before he like mentioned he was freaking out to us.
We tried everything to sober him up. We tried even like the eye drops because that usually sobers you up. Like nothing was helping. Poor
I forgot about the eye drops. My heart, and I just knew that feeling because I had that trip not even a few, like I'm talking years ago. So I just
the lemonade one that you told them about.
But I mean, I feel like his was worse
for sure.
I mean, because like
he was like,
and I could say my experience was really traumatic. I can't even imagine what he was feeling. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so all that was happening. I'm trying so hard to stay calm, but I really thought he was dying.
I know.
So paramedics, eventually they're like, okay, you could either stay here and relax, let it, you know, it's gonna take time. Unfortunately, with weed, like you have to write it out.
Because Bryan was like, you mentioned you were like, can he maybe get on an IV to sober him up? And they were like, unfortunately, with weed,
it's gotta wait it out. It's a waiting game.
Sober up with IV. That's only with alcohol.
He's like, it's a waiting game.
It's a waiting game.
And he's like, we could take you. No, and they give us an option. You guys could take him to the ER, or we could take him through ambulance, or he could stay here. Bryan's like, take me through ambulance. Bryan was not taking any chances.
Yep.
And I told him, he took a while to think about it. He was really thinking about it. I was like, Bryan, if you need to go in the ambulance to feel reassured, like just do it. Just do it. I knew he was like fine deep down inside, but I also thought, I was like, if there is anything that we're not catching right now, just go.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll meet you there. I even said, I'm like, can I go with him in the ambulance? Or we're like, no. So I was like, oh my God, I was already cringing because I am fucking mortified. I was like, it's fine. So we're like, they take him and I'm like outside. They're still waiting a while because they're like putting like the oxygen mask on him and everything. And I pull up. I'm like, is everything okay? They're like, yeah, we just need his ID and like insurance. So there I am like running to get the ID and insurance. But I was so scared. It was so sad seeing him in the ambulance, Karina.
Traumatic.
And then Lupita takes me and Peter. We're like all the three of us like following. And then you know like the ambulance that the lights are on. You could see them inside. Bitch, I almost busted in tears seeing Bryan. Like he looked, and then laying down, he looked dead, Karina. He was like pale as fuck. I could just see him in the ambulance. I was like, oh my God. So anyways, we get there and I'm still freaking out. And then I'm like right there waiting by the ambulance, like, because we followed him. And the security's like, ma'am, you need to go to the parking lot. Like, they're going to take him in. Don't worry. And I'm thinking, I'm like, I need to see him be scrolled out, like, in the fucking stretcher, taken in, and then I'll leave. Because I don't know that the last time I'm going to see him. Literally me thinking, like, bitch, God. I know, right?
Oh, my God.
And they were like, it's fine. You could wait in the car. And I'm thinking, like, in my head, like, no, I want to see them. Like, I want to, like, this baby myself. Yeah, like, not like that.
Oh my God, I was
not like, a final goodbye. I'm saying like I just want to say bye to him. Like, oh, I'm here, and he was like, I got there and they opened it. He was like waving. I was like, my heart, I'm gonna cry. I just went. And then yeah, so that happened.
It was a scary thing.
He was so high though. Like they scrolled him out, and I was gonna say like bye to him, and he was so fucking gone. I was like, poor Bryan.
No, but I just want to emphasize on like Bryan is not someone to freak out on weed. Bryan is such a calm guy. I feel like even if he was actually really sick in real life, he would not be the kind to call an ambulance. Like
he would never.
Like to see Bryan like feel like he's dying, we all were like, oh my God, he really feels like horrible to feel like that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And we came down to the conclusion that he greened out, right?
He did. So he gets to the hospital, whatever. He eventually gets IV and everything, which he did. I mean, if y'all ever green out, I do think it helps going to the hospital. It reassures you. Can we tell them what greened out means?
Go ahead.
So I searched it up because Peter had mentioned how he's like, I think he greened out.
Yeah. Because we were searching the symptoms and there were.
Yeah. And it says, what is greening out? Greening out, also known as whiting out, is a term used to describe a situation where a person feels sick after smoking cannabis. They go pale, turning green or white, and start to sweat. They feel dizzy, nauseous, and may even start vomiting. They could even like tense up and stuff. Yeah, he 100% Bryan greened out.
100%. So he gets to the hospital and he's feeling better because he actually took a nap from like on the way to the hospital in the ambulance. He knocked out. I was like, that's a huge that's a lot of process considering you couldn't hold a conversation down because you were so panicked, and then to actually fall asleep
and
knowing
you said that when you got there that he was able to text you back, right? So you were like, oh my god.
So I was like, he literally like left immediately with the paramedics, so I didn't even know if he had his phone on him. So I texted him to see if he had his phone, and even then I was like, he's not gonna respond. It's like he's not like there, he's not all there. So I texted him, I'm like, babe, have they got you a room yet? And he was like, not yet. I was like, oh, he's responding. So I call him.
That's what, like, how crazy it was, guys, that we were like, he responded. Oh my God, he must be feeling way better because he could not even hold his phone. Like, Bryan, no. I want you guys to imagine Bryan in the state that you're thinking, like, are you gonna
drop right now? But I was literally like in fucking tears.
No, because he couldn't even hold his phone. I'm talking like, poor thing was like so this, sad. Like this, seized up, completely white, cold, couldn't even say a word.
No, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, is he okay?
No, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely a scare.
For him to text back was a big deal. And then I called him. He was still freaking out a little bit. He's like, I'm feeling chest pain. Like, I know I'm having a heart attack. I'm like, babe, they're monitoring you. Mm-hmm. I'm like, ask for an EKG. And he did the EKG. Okay, the point is like an hour in after he got, I think he even said that they gave him medicines to relax him.
That's good.
Which at first I was like, wait, oh my God.
Isn't the weed already really relaxing?
So that's what I got scared of. I'm like, I don't know what they gave him, but he's already like zoned out. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is going to make him worse. Like I was freaking out. And he like, within like, not even kidding, 15 minutes, he sounded better. And I was talking, I'm like, babe, I know we were at Karina's and like you wanted to be at the hospital, but like picture yourself in our bedroom, like your safe zone. You're with me, you're with the dogs, like relax. Like, do you just want to go home? I mean, they've checked everything. Everything looks fine. Well, we hadn't got his blood work yet or the EKG yet, but they were like just having them there to have them there, obviously. And he started thinking about it. He's like, yeah, no, I am sobering up a little bit and I don't know why I'm here. I'm like, no, it's fine. It's good that you got there because you were not taking any other option. Like, it's fine. I mean, I get it.
He looked like he needed help.
I'm glad he went to the hospital.
I think we're all glad he did because he looked like
I would have not been in peace if we didn't take him. Mm-hmm. So, he's already debating it. And then so he tells the nurse, like, I'm feeling better. Well, at first he was like, he swore he was having a heart attack. Mm-hmm. So I had him tell the nurse. I was like, tell the nurse. Because even that, I was freaking out. I was like, fuck, like why is he having chest pain?
I know.
And so she was like, yeah, we'll go ahead and do an EKG. And then afterwards, when he was feeling better, he told them like, can I just go home? Like, I think I am fine, and she's like, yeah, we're waiting for your blood work, and then let's go ahead and do the EKG just to be sure. He gets blood work, the EKG, everything looks fine.
Amazing.
Thank God, because I actually was freaking out. And that's when I was like, that's when I accepted it was a trip. Because even I was I really thought the worst, girl. I was picturing me going inside with the dogs at the house myself. I was picturing how life would be without him. Like literally full on thinking like my life is fucking ruined.
Yeah, your mind goes to the worst case scenario.
I was like, we were just thinking of like handing out candy for Halloween in our new house. Like the holidays, Christmas, I was thinking the worst, Karina.
I can't.
I had a moment like in the car with Lupita and Peter. We were just talking about it. I'm like, people actually like live this, where like you become a widow. Like it's so, and it's because I was being like, I think we were all actually really concerned for him that it made me think. So, anyways, he is fine. They eventually actually let him go because everything came out fine. We go home. We actually stopped by Del Taco to get food. He needed food. That's this thing I searched up to. And in the moment, we were not like searching up like the best things to do because we were freaking out. but he smoked on an empty stomach. Like, girl, that's like the first thing you shouldn't do.
And they were smoking like they
were smoking like at midnight, and his last meal was like at 4 p.m. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what? Like, you needed to eat. So I made sure, I'm like, I Googled it. It would help tremendously. I'm like, you either stay at the hospital and wait hours to sober up, or we just go home and you have a good meal and go to sleep. Like, and that worked out. So we went home, he ate, and he knocked the fuck out immediately because we got home like almost at 5 a.m. You know, hospital takes forever. And I was walking in with him inside the house, Karina, with the dogs, and I was thanking God so much. I'm like, oh my goodness, it felt so good. And that saying that goes, you don't know what you have until it's gone. Wow. And you forget that, like, everybody, your family, your loved ones, your spouse, everybody can be. You're so used to their routine. You think like, I'll see you tomorrow. Like, no, you don't know that if you're gonna see him tomorrow. Like, I could walk out right now and get hit by a car, and that's the end of me. Like, we don't know that. So
scary.
It just, I mean, it's funny now. We laugh about it now, but in the moment, I really thought Bryan was dying. Yeah. And I literally in my head was like praying to God, Karina. I was like, God, I cannot like survive this. I cannot. Like, I can't do this. This is like too much. Like what? And like I was just thinking,
because you already been through some shit, so you're thinking, you know, because you were telling me how you've already been through like what you thought was, you know, the hardest thing in your life, and you're thinking like, wait, no, I don't want to go through something else.
Yeah, so it changed my perspective of thinking, and it's weird how certain things have to happen to kind of like give you like an eye opening, like give you an eye opening. Is that how you say it?
I know what you mean.
Wait, I don't know what I'm saying.
To open your eyes a little bit?
Open my eyes a little bit.
To make you realize things?
Make me realize things, because obviously, like, losing my baby, it has put me like in a very depressive state where I swear that there's nothing that can hurt me. Like, I have said it a million times. I mean, up until I thought Bryan was dying. I would say all the time that there is nothing else that I could live that's worse than losing my baby. Like, literally, right? And in that moment, I feared death again. And I didn't think I would ever fear it, period. Which is so weird because, of course, like, if my family heard me saying this, they'd be like, bitch, like, you don't care if I die. Like, of course I do. But
I mean, we get it.
Every death is unique. And, you know, I mean,
it's because
it's just a depressive state you're in, right?
A death of a child is said to be the most heartbreaking loss.
Yeah.
But I also have heard that losing your spouse or your partner could be right up there with losing a child.
Yeah.
Because that's your partner.
That's someone you're with 24/7.
Yeah.
So I had a moment where I was like, I've told Bryan too, I'm like, we say, like, Bryan too, very depressed. He has said it. I mean, we both have, like, especially when everything was really fresh.
Can't live anything worse.
That we can't live anything worse, and that we don't want to live in general. Like, I mean, I'm just being real, girl. She's gone through it, and she at some point did not care to live, you know? And Bryan too. So I had to tell Bryan, I'm like, Bryan, here we are, sometimes saying we don't want to live, and you're fearing to die. And he was like, oh my God, yeah. Like, I do want to live. I was like, babe, of course we do. We just say things like, when you're depressed, you say some shit that I'm like, okay, I take that back. Like, I don't, like, when I have anxiety that I think I'm having a heart attack or something, I'm like, God, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, you know,
like, I really don't, I'm not ready, girl.
I really actually am not ready to go, you know? Where was I going with it? Oh yeah, we have had the conversation, like, no, like, obviously, like, I would be so afraid to lose, like, my parents, my siblings, my husband. I mean, every death is, like, unique. I feel like every death has
its own heartbreak.
It's its own heartbreak, obviously. But, like, yeah, losing my child, like, I did feel like it was, like, the fucking worst thing ever. So, like, now that I went through that with Bryan, I didn't think I would be so mortified. Well, first, you don't assume that your partner is going to die. That's the problem.
That's so sad.
That's the problem, that I assume that Bryan's, like, untouchable from death. That's the issue, that I'm like, wait, we can all die. Like, what? Oh my God. It was a big, like, reality check that I have people here that I love so much that I would be afraid for them to pass. And it made me realize how I literally told them, I'm like, Bryan,
I feel like this was meant to happen, and I'm so excited to celebrate Halloween with you. I'm so excited to celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm so excited to celebrate Christmas, bitch. And I was like hugging him while we were in the bed, and it's been days since then. But I told Bryan, I'm like, this sounds crazy, but this was meant to happen for God to give me like a little shake. Like, no, you have people to stay here for. You have people that you love. You have people that you will lose, and you would be shattered. And I was like, and I've always said it, obviously, like, I'm not saying that I was like, Bryan could die and I wouldn't care. Like, no, like, I think like we forget that we're not going to be here forever. Like, you forget that. And my mom tells me all the time, because she knows like I've gone through a really like depressing state. She tells me, she's like, you know, we're all still here. Like, we're still living. And like, when you're like when you're that depressed, bitch, nothing matters. And you're like, but my baby's dead. Like, nothing matters. Like,
Yeah.
But the truth is, there are still people that you value and love that are still here. And I'm like,
And you sometimes lose touch of like how
lose
they're
touch of
here
that.
and they could not be here.
that part. I had that reality check, unfortunately, till a few days ago when I thought Bryan was dying. I was like, whoa. And I just started thinking, I'm like, God, I could not live if Bryan died. Like, this is
That's
insane.
what my mom has told Mayra. Like I fully understand you're in full grieving mode, which is okay. But she just reminds Mayra, like, just remember that who you have around you right now, one day some of us are not gonna be here, and I don't want you too worried about, like, you know, too focused on your grieving, where you're grieving so much that later some of us are gone and you didn't appreciate us at the time. You know, not like
I
that,
get
but
it. I get it though.
I don't know how she
I
said
get it now. I feel like God like showed me. And you know what's weird? Like, he has a way of showing things. I have been recently like in a very different state of mind, positive state of mind, better, where I have prayed about it, Karina. Before I used to pray to God, like, I just want my baby. Like, I wouldn't even know what to pray about. And then recently, a lot of healing has happened since then. And I don't want to say fully healed, because you're never going to be fully healed from a death. I feel like if anything, when people are grieving, you don't want to accept healing, because healing means,
you don't have to heal.
yeah, and you don't have to heal from a death, but you could grow from it. And I feel like I'm growing from it.
You learn to live with the grief.
I'm learning to live with the pain. Yeah. So I've been praying about it to God. I'm like, God, help me try to enjoy my real purpose of life. I'm grateful that I'm breathing. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. I'm grateful that my family's here. I'm grateful that my husband's here. Help me understand life a little better and have me view it in a way where I do want to stay. You know what I mean? Where I am excited for Christmas. I'm excited for Thanksgiving. I'm excited for family gatherings. Like, help me find that joy again of life, because life is about that. Like, I think about me before going through that, and I was so innocent. I didn't know what grief was like, right? So I think about all that. I'm like, help me really like find that joy again, you know, where I can honor him and still grieve him, but like where I can see joy in life again and meaning.
Yes.
So I've slowly been like in this positive vibe, Karina, where like I still give him my time. I cry for him and I talk about him, but I allow myself to feel like joy and grief at the same time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I've been progressing a lot mentally like that just recently. And then this happens with Bryan. And I'm like, call me crazy, but I feel like God, you're like, you prayed about it. Let me give you the real reality of what you have in front of you. And that's when I was like, I am ready to take on the holidays with my husband, because he's here, he is healthy, and I would be nothing without him. Yeah, and it made me think, I'm like,
that's so cute.
Yes, Karina.
Bryan,
I do love him. Imagine, like, I do love him. Why?
That's actually so cute.
Yeah, Karina.
Bryan, girl.
I used to always think of like certain like worst case scenarios, literally. I would think of worst case scenarios, and I would always think like, worst case scenario, I would be the most calm because I've lived the worst already. Like, I would think that. But I never thought like something would actually happen. Because you'd think people are literally like not gonna die, you know? I don't know. And then I never think about Bryan dying for some reason.
Oh my God.
Like I think about my relatives, my parents, and I feel like I used to just think about like worst case scenarios. I've never thought about Bryan till that day. I was like, whoa, Bryan's like I don't know why I thought Bryan was like untouchable from death. Like, it's just weird how you really think that. So it just made me look at it differently. And I really think it's just weird that I've been praying about it and I've been seeing, viewing things differently. And then this happens. I think it was meant to happen for me to realize, like, no, you have people to live for. You have people that you would be absolutely devastated if you lost. Which obviously I don't want my parents like watching this and thinking like, so you wouldn't care if I did. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's just like in a depressive state, like the things you say sometimes or the things that you feel. But yeah, it's just certain things you feel when you're going through depression that I take back. Like me saying that. I mean, to be honest, like I still feel like Bryan's death was such a huge impact and it has 100%. Completely changed me in many ways. But Bryan's death or my parents' death, my siblings' death would hit just as hard. That's the end of it.
It's just they're all different.
They're all different.
But they're all going to hurt.
They're all going to hurt. And Bryan, that was a crazy one for me. And I just feel like that was meant to happen for God to show me, like, you have reasons to live. You have reasons to... These are people that
things
you
to look
love.
Forward to.
Things to look forward to. And I cannot wait to celebrate Thanksgiving with him. I can't wait to give out candy with him. I can't wait to celebrate Christmas because I really thought he was dying, Karina. So it made me realize like who I have. It made me realize like my parents, my siblings, everybody. I needed this. I needed that like shake of like snap out of it. You have people still that are here that you love. It sounds crazy. I sound fucking insane, but you really have to
and actually
live something so traumatic to like really think like nothing else matters. I don't know.
No, it doesn't sound crazy at all.
Yeah. So
I mean, when you go through such a huge loss like that, like I'm sure, you're thinking like nothing is gonna break me anymore.
Yeah. And then I'm like even more lovey-dovey with him right now. I'm like, babe, I can't believe I thought you were almost gone. I'm like, you're here. Like I touch him. And like, why? But that's how it should be. You should cherish your family. Cherish everybody. Karina, I love you. Like, girl, not you telling me you love me. I mean, I love you too. You really do. Because I'm like, or sometimes I think of like, I try not to think about it. Sometimes I think about like how me and Karina are twins. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I try to brush it off super quick if I ever have a thought. But I'm like, if something would happen to Karina, bitch, or something would happen to me, like, I don't know if we would know how to.
I've thought about it briefly.
People understand the connection twins have.
I've thought about it briefly too. I'm like, no, that's like literally a part of you dying.
So many triggers. I mean, even your fucking birthday. Like, you share the same birthday.
God. Like, I thought about it briefly too, and I think I'm like, that has to be so horrible.
And you forget, Karina, that
how do
like
you ever celebrate your birthday again?
We forget. Like I forget that we are all gonna die. Like I literally think like Karina is like not touchable. Like or like my parents, like anybody. Like you forget that.
I hate the idea. I can't.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just made me view things differently. I don't know. Sometimes you just have to like get a little scared to be like, whoa. And I even told Bryan, I'm like, luckily, you just had a trip and we could laugh about it now because it's funny now, but in the moment we were freaking out.
We were freaking out.
But it's unfortunate that some people do get, overdose on something that was laced and you didn't even know about. And that's the end of you. In minutes, you're gone.
That's
and
so sad.
Everyone's lives changes forever. Like forever. That is so and you know what made it more sad? That Bryan was so panicked to die that made it more sad to me. I'm like, if this is how he goes, he won't even be in a mental state to like hear me out and tell him I love him, tell him everything because he's so like
and it's
not
so
even
sad
there.
Because someone that is overdosing on something, it's so sad because they're freaking out and it's so horrible because
there's nothing peaceful about it.
No. So
and that's what made me sad when he was like in the ambulance. I was like, he's like literally freaking out right now. If this is how he went, I would never be in peace.
My heart.
Yeah.
So heartbreaking. But good thing he's good and it was just a scare. And it's crazy because even after that, I feel like Bryan's not going to smoke in a while.
No, he's not.
He had a bad trip off of it.
He's like, Mayra, I don't think I'm going to do it in a while. Like, and he did say he was trying so hard because he knows how I am. Like, I'm super dramatic when it comes to like anything like that. I mean, I'm like an anxiety queen, y'all. Like, literally. I suffer from a lot of anxiety, depression, all of it, girl. And he was like, he told me, he's like,
I was trying so hard to stay calm just for you, so you wouldn't freak out. And I was like, "That's being calm. You were really trying. Like you were really, really trying." Poor thing was like stiff, and the fact that he was like in that state and he was still thinking about me, I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "No, Bryan, I was trying to stay calm for you." I was like, "Do you know how much it took in me to not panic and start crying?" Imagine, literally at a point, I was crying hysterically. No, and then me and Karina, Peter, we're like Elizabeth, we're all like in our Halloween costume.
I'm dressed as Chucky.
Karina's literally dressed as Chucky, literally full wig and all still.
And I'm like in the corner, like, and I'm not even like, I'm just in the corner there, and I don't even want to look that way because I'm like, they're gonna see me, like my paramedics.
Peter all green, just there, like breathe.
Peter dressed as the Ring. He didn't have the wig on, but he was still blue.
He was like, oh yeah, he was like all blue,
and he was like taking off the makeup. Oh my gosh!
And then at some point,
that's Annabelle, but she didn't have the wig on anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think she already she had wiped. She was the only one that had wiped her face off and everything already.
Yeah.
And then when they called the paramedics, I went in the pantry, bitch, changing. I was like, "Can I get me sweats, please?"
Ran upstairs, got Mayra some sweats.
I was like wiping my face off, bitch. I was like full on character Chucky's bride. I was like, what are these paramedics gonna think? You know,
well, they know it's like Halloween was around the corner.
And it's funny because they definitely thought like we were having a Halloween party, and I'm thinking like we just filmed a podcast, we're exhausted.
They definitely thought these people got some drugs on them or something.
No, and the kitchen was so messy because we got ready there before filming.
Oh my god!
So like it gave very that energy, like they are doing something. The
very
house is like
vibes.
Very crackhead energy.
Oh my god!
I was like, and you know, like I don't know, like I could just see a paramedic, like he was just looking around, and I'm thinking like he is 100% judging the fuck out of us, thinking we're like these crackheads or something.
Oh my god!
Yeah. No. So and then my eyes, I didn't even realize till I went to the ER. I asked to use the restroom, and I'm like in the mirror, and my eyes were like red because of the fucking purple shadow, girl.
They
I was
you
like,
were high as shit, bitch.
They probably thought I was like on something, girl. I was like, I'm sober, I promise. And they even asked, they were like, is there any alcohol? Like they really truly thought we were having like a Halloween kickback
party,
something. Absolutely. And it was like freaking 12 a.m. already. They absolutely like,
thought we just filmed a podcast. I promise.
Like, trust me, girl, we were working. I'm tired. I want to go home. Like, please. Oh yeah, and I was tired when we were filming that TikTok. Girl, I was wide awake after that. Stayed up till 5 a.m. I was like, Jesus Christ. But yes, you guys, cherish your loved ones. You know, one loss will change the way you look at things, but also you have to remember that you still have people that you would be absolutely terrified to lose.
Absolutely.
Period. And one 100%. Of those is my husband, the one person I'm with every single day of my life.
That's one of my biggest fears is obviously like
terrifying.
Your kids, your parents and stuff, but like also one of my biggest fears is losing my partner.
I was like
I cannot live without Raul. I can't.
Like Bryan makes me breakfast every morning, right? Well, no, we make it together. He makes a sausage links. I'll make the eggs. He makes my coffee all the time because he got I don't know what he does. He makes it so good. And I remember that night I was like, I'm gonna make the breakfast in the morning. And I'm gonna like why? I'm
really
gonna make the coffee.
Appreciate them more. I tell Raul, I'm like, I know I'm a bitch and all, but like I love you. Like
I know I got a good man.
Same. I tell Raul I literally like cry to Raul sometimes. I'm like, I just can't picture my life without you. Mm-hmm. Like I'll literally tell him like, I just want you to know that the day that if ever anything ever happens to you, like I'm gone. I know I'm a bitch to him, but
Raul is like the sweetest person in the world. Wouldn't kill a fly.
Raul is like the sweetest soul. Like
he really is. No, he is.
Oh, he's a queen.
He really is. Oh my god. And it's so unfortunate. Like I had a realization. Like you know, widows are a thing.
That's it's so heartbreaking. Like,
and it makes me sad because I'm sure we have people that watch us that are widows. Like it just makes me like. I'm thinking about all of you guys because I barely even just got like a little glimpse of it, and even then it wasn't anything that was concerning after all. But it just makes you think how short life is, and when they tell you things can change from one second to the other, literally it can. I mean, we think we're gonna pass when we age, like when we get older. Like no,
it doesn't always happen.
It doesn't always happen that way.
It's so tragic.
It could be you driving to work and that's it.
That is so scary. It's like you always think like, you know, hopefully it's a natural thing.
Yeah.
And it's like you just never know.
So I don't know, but you know, I thank God. I know it sounds really crazy, but I thank God that he had me open my eyes and see life differently. Mm-hmm. And I've been praying about it, which I thought was kind of crazy. Mm-hmm.
And even not that long ago, I was telling Bryan, I'm like, God's showing me, Bryan. I'm like, it's so weird, but like, I'm feeling that joy again. He's showing me, like I'm praying about it, and he's showing me. And then this happens. I'm like, whoa. He's like, you want to really see it? I'll give it to you. And it was like, oh my goodness. And sounds crazy, but I'm kind of glad he showed it to me like that, because I really had to like think he was dying. So crazy. I sound crazy, but you know what I mean?
I mean, it makes perfect sense, girl.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense, but he's here, which is great.
I'm so excited to celebrate holidays with him now.
Yeah.
Which I've always been, but like I think about like the state that me and him were in when we lost Bryancito. Like we forgot that we were still together. I was like, I love you, you love me. I mean, we have obviously grown a lot more together after his passing, but in a different way where you think they're not gonna die. I don't know how to explain it.
No,
it's so
weird. I get it.
But yeah, I'm excited for the holidays. I see things very differently. And then Bryan, I was trying to be like uplifting and funny when he was like all high as fuck. We were trying to sober him up. I was saying that Bryancito was telling God like he's doing drugs again, like all joking, like trying to make him laugh. And Bryan was like, please.
Can we just make it clear that Bryan's never done drugs?
No. I thought it was funny because I could picture Bryan still telling God
that weed is a drug, because
he thinks weed is a drug. He's doing drugs.
I'm like, let's clear that up. Bryan's never been in
No. Oh my God, no. For me, like I picture Bryancito so innocent that he thinks like weed is a drug. Like he was telling God, like he's doing drugs again. Like what's happening? I was like, but I was trying to be funny in the moment, you know.
I know you were trying to light him.
I was trying to lighten him up, but he was
going through it.
He was gone. He wasn't even listening to me. At some point, I even told him, I was like, I wanted to bring Handsome to you because Handsome's like such a comfort to you. He loves Handsome.
He wouldn't be able to hold him.
And I'm thinking like Handsome all thick as shit, stinky, like he would scare him. Like Handsome licking his face, I'm sure would like panic him more. I'm like,
oh my God, no.
But
yeah, guys, on a lighter note, I wanted to bring up how we did hit 1 million downloads recently. It's maybe like almost a month ago already, but because we did Skinnytober, we didn't really ever touch base on the 1 million downloads. And we just want to say thank you guys. We are now like fully in this podcast. We're now like what, 7 months in or what?
No, girl.
March. It launched in March. 6 months in.
9 months in.
9 months. It launched in March.
6 months, girl.
It launched in March. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October.
November.
Oh my God, like 8 months in. Yeah. We're going on 8 months, you guys. And this podcast has been so fun.
It's been so fun.
It is one of my favorite things.
I didn't think it would do this great, girl. You guys, not to toot our own horn, girl, but like I didn't think people would love it like this, because when we started doing podcasts, like even myself, like I would watch podcasts here and there, but I didn't know like the real hype of it.
I've always been a podcast girl. But yeah, we didn't expect for people to like tune in every week. I feel like we meet so many people that tell us like, I do not miss an episode.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
We never touched base on the pop-up we did at the pop-up shop. The pop-up shop.
I think we didn't, or we didn't.
We didn't. But so our friend had invited us. Our friend Beauty Bird had invited us because she did a collab with Shop Saray. I can never say that word right.
Yes, yeah.
Shop Saray, and there was other vendors there. It was so much fun. We met so many of you guys. Like we literally got there from the minute that the pop-up opened till it ended. The line did not stop. And we just had a blast meeting you guys, because
so many of you guys are bringing up the podcast.
So literally, me and Karina were saying how it literally felt like a Chins and Giggles meet and greet. Like,
it really
dead
did.
ass.
It did.
And speaking of that, we have considered merch. And I remember in that point, I told Karina, I'm like, bitch, this is why I want to have merch. Like, we would have literally had a little puesto with merch. And imagine like having a meet and greet where we literally take the setup to the pop-up where they could take pictures like on the couches with the mics. That'd be so iconic.
Yes. We're thinking of merch, you guys.
Please help.
And I'm talking like
very soon. Very, very, very soon.
Some crew necks, girl, with this weather. Jesus.
With this weather.
It's cooling down now. I'm living for the cold.
I'm living for it. I'm literally cold right now. I'm like, I've been like shaking how cold I am right now. But
I'm living for the fall, but we are launching.
I've just been having a blast with the podcast. Like, genuinely, like I love YouTube in general. You know, this is literally goes on YouTube. But I love my vlog channel. I love the main channel and all. But you know, the podcast to me is one of the most fun things going on for me. I love it. Like I genuinely have fun to sit down and talk.
I love it.
It's one of the best things we've done.
Therapy.
It's like therapy. I fucking love this podcast.
I love it.
I love it so much. And we want y'all to know when we're sitting here and talking about real shit or cracking up, like we really are. We're fully in it. I don't hold back at all when it comes to this podcast. I fully feel like I just sit down and I'm like, we're sitting down with our friends and just fucking.
I forget we're being recorded.
I sometimes forget we're even being recorded, and I sometimes say too much maybe, but it's a fucking blast.
You say it, girl.
It's fun. I like it.
I love it. And
it's
we
therapy,
really,
huh?
Oh yeah, 100%, girl. Please, how the amount of times we've cried here.
And people, I feel like have gotten to know us a lot through the podcast.
Oh yeah,
because there's only so much you can get to know through like a vlog and stuff.
Even a vlog, like I don't know, something about podcasts. Like even there's certain things I would not say on the vlog that I would cut off.
Oh, for sure.
That on the podcast, I'm like, well, what are they gonna do? It's a podcast. You know what I mean? Like I'm just being honest with my emotions.
That's why I love podcasts. But the long form content I love.
But I do think it's time we launch merch.
Absolutely. I'm here for the merch.
I want to do crew necks for sure. Like me and Karina have been saying crew necks.
For sure, big bitch energy.
Big bitch energy gotta be, and I don't care if you're skinny, girl. Like I think
big bitch energy, like
it's iconic.
I'm here for the big bitch energy. I'm here for the other stuff we've been talking about. And we're ready to do this, guys. Look out for our merch launch coming very, very, very soon.
Very soon, you guys. Give us suggestions if there's anything that you guys want to see on merch that you guys would think is iconic to put on there. Let us know too, because we are, brainstorming. Mm-hmm. There are ideas we have, but it would help if y'all give suggestions. Also, another thing that we haven't touched base on, because I feel like my parents came on like right in the middle of Skinnytober. So that
we've
also
gotten so much positive feedback.
I want to bring them back. I feel like there's just so much they had to say,
and you know what, we got to start bringing in guests that are not family.
We do. It's just,
and that's a comfort thing to us, because I want to say that, like, I know we're like online and stuff, and you think, you're like, oh, just bring in like other influencers and stuff, and I'm down. I am. I just get a little nervous.
I don't feel professional.
I don't feel like I'm professional enough to like interview somebody. But then again, like our friends come on, our family comes on, and we have questions for them. So like, why can't we just interview some influencers? And I think it really just comes down to us feeling like, oh my God, like I'm gonna get nervous and not know what to fucking ask.
Well, it depends. Like, I'm bring people that we're like comfortable around,
I mean, I'm down though.
It's still nerve-wracking. Like that's how me and Karina are.
Like how like Alan, for example, he on his Noche de Pendejadas, he'll bring on like so many influencers, and it's like he has to prep and ask them questions and like know everything.
I'm like, I wouldn't even know what to ask.
I wouldn't even know what to ask you, Gorge.
Well, that's why you go prepared.
Yeah, that's why you prepare. But we have told each other like, that's it, Mayra. We gotta start bringing on guests, because we've had our family and friends and stuff, but we gotta start bringing. If you watch us. If you want to come on, let us know.
Yeah,
we gotta start having some guests, y'all. I don't know if like,
because we ain't reaching out. I'm just kidding.
No, we gotta start reaching out to people. And if you we don't even know like if influencers like watch our podcast. I know some friends that will tell us like, oh, we love the podcast stuff. But truly, like, if you watch this podcast and you would like to come on, let us know. Let us know, because I don't know who's watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we don't know if there's like influencers who watch this or whatever, but let us know, girl. We would love to have you on,
and let us know, mama.
But yeah, guys,
I know, changing topics because I'm playing with my hair. I'm living for Karina's black hair. I was telling Karina, because I know Karina was telling me she wants to dye her hair like
I'm thinking about it. I don't know yet.
I love black on Karina. I've told her a million times that I want to. I feel like people are used to my blonde, but I was a black hair girl for years and years and years before I went blonde.
Yeah.
So I'm always in between going back to black or staying blonde.
I just feel like this is you, and I can't picture you with black hair.
Don't say that, girl.
I literally feel like I would be like, that's not Mayra.
I feel like blonde gives you like a more.
What if we do a switcheroo when we fully flip? I do your hair and you do mine. I was kidding.
I do want to see you in blonde one day. How you look with like a balayage.
I don't know if I imagine myself as balayage. Like, it's funny because you're my twin, so like I should get an idea. You know, I should be getting an idea because you're literally my twin. But I'm like, no, Karina with blonde. It's just I don't see her.
I don't see her either. I don't know why.
I don't see me being balayage. Like, it's not my personality. I don't know how to explain it.
So it's a personality trait.
No, it's not even a personality thing. I just feel like it doesn't fit who I am.
Can we be honest with hair colors? Hair colors give you a look.
Exactly. And I don't see myself as a blonde.
Love black hair because it definitely gives you that bad bitch energy. Like 100%.
Or maybe in the future I will consider. I don't fucking know.
Black hair will make anybody more intimidating. This is like a fact.
Really?
This is a fact.
I've never thought about it that
black
way.
Hair
it's just my fucking comfort look, bitch.
Black hair will make your makeup look more contrasted. Mm-hmm. I naturally notice that if a woman has blonde hair, she looks more like delicate. She looks more like innocent. If she goes black hair, she looks more untouchable. She looks like
what?
Yes, you guys. Somebody please agree with me in the comments. I feel this, right?
It's like a baddie moment. Or
black hair just gives you that like don't fuck with me. It gives you that like fierce look. Blonde will give you that. It's a thing. I've heard it. Blonde gives you more like you look like
very live, laugh, love.
Very live, laugh, love energy.
Okay.
Yeah. And black hair I don't know what kind of fucking energy that gives, honestly.
I don't know, but
I want to go black so bad, but I also love my live, laugh, love moment. I do, aesthetic purposes. I love blonde.
Yeah.
I love it for like
that's what it is. I don't care about the aesthetic for my hair.
But blonde. I think there is people with black hair that can still have that aesthetic look with like their white cute tops or like neutral tops. The way their lifestyle is like
their lifestyle.
They make black look like like a modern home, right? You got your neutrals, but you got your like black accents.
Oh,
that's the vibe I want to go with my hair.
I'm dead. I really do.
She's
like
neutral with
hair.
clothes, but black hair.
I love black hair, and I think for me, it's just like a comfort thing. Like I'm just scared to go any other color.
I love black,
but I do. Occasionally I do get random compliments on my hair. They'll be like, "What color is your hair?" Because I like how black it.
Who dyes your hair, Tony?
Yeah, but my roots are actually grown out. I always just do jet black, like just black.
Jet black. I used to do blue black, and I feel like blue black is not it for me.
I just do jet black.
I just like the simple.
And
black.
I've had people tell me like, but I've done jet black. Like, what color? I'm like, it's literally just the black.
It's different on everybody.
It's just the black is black.
Also, I do like that blonde hair. I mean, I don't know how the fuck I look right now, honestly, but blonde hair makes me look more like tan. I mean, I don't know how I look right now because I did my makeup so fast, so I probably look crazy.
I don't know. I've been thinking about copper lately just because I was a redhead for a couple years.
You were.
Right after high school.
Well, when I was like the black hair girl, you were the redhead.
After high school, after I graduated high school, I went red. And when I tell you I went red, I went like fire red. Like I'm talking like red, bright red. And I was red for like a few years.
Karina Garcia was red.
Like I was red. Mm-hmm. On YouTube, I don't know if I've been red. I've been red one time.
Burgundy.
One time.
Well, you had your hair was not black for a while, till years in YouTube.
For years,
yeah.
I was a redhead.
Mm-hmm.
It's candy right here. I was a redhead for years, and I guess I just kind of miss the red hair era a little bit, but I don't want to do like the red anymore. Like I kind of want to have a little copper moment,
like the blanket.
I guess I don't know. I want a little bit.
Try it out. I feel
moment.
like your color is black though. I just love black hair,
and I'm not gonna do it for a long time. I'm thinking I'm just doing it for a little.
You should try
bit.
it.
I thought about doing it soon and just for fall.
Right now for fall, take advantage,
and then just going back to black. But that's the good thing about hair is that you can dye it right back.
You know what you know when I know that black is a color. So when I see women all of a sudden go from blonde hair to black hair, like. If I didn't know you were blonde and I'm just going through your feed and you're someone that has black hair and I go through and I see that you had at some point balayage or blonde hair, I'm going to be like, oh yeah, you're a different person. I like the black better. Literally, Karina. Literally, I've gone through people like their hair stages. And anytime they go back to black, I'm like, she's back. I think of it like that.
Okay.
So I'm like, so why the fuck am I not thinking about that?
Tell me how you really feel about me going copper.
I've told you, try it out to get it out of your chest, but I love the black.
You don't think I should do it, huh?
No, I think you should to do it. And I think
but you're not going to live for her.
It depends, girl.
Just be honest. It's okay. You can tell me I'm going to look crazy.
No. For me, I've seen the red hair trend. I wouldn't do it for me.
The copper looks good.
I just need to see what copper you're talking about, but do it. If I didn't do my hair blonde, I would have not known that I actually really like blonde hair.
You know what? I might not even like it. I might just try it.
Me before I was like, never go blonde. Black is best, and I still went blonde.
I just want to try something new. Only because for years I've been black.
It doesn't hurt, girl.
Like it's just my hair has been black for so many years, and I just want to try a little something different for a few months. I know I'll go back to black. I know I will 100%.
Yeah.
I just want to try it.
You should try it. I think you should, and you might love it.
But if you guys want to scare me out of going copper, that's okay too.
No, I think it would.
Let me know if I'm gonna look fucking crazy.
I could see the vibe.
But the comment. Let me know
with
if I'm
like
gonna
the black
crazy,
shirt, the contrast. I could see it being a vibe for sure.
I don't know. Y'all let me know. Like I won't do it if y'all tell me it's not gonna go for me.
I feel like I see my friends like Elizabeth and Karina, like my friends that have black hair. I always tell them like, fuck, I want y'all's hair. Like I want to go black. Like Karina has like almost convinced me like I need to go black. Like I need to, even if she just has a normal, like her hair straight, just like makes her makeup stand out. Yeah. Like I want to go back to black. I see pictures of me with black hair and I'm like, what did you do? Mm-hmm. But then I also have people that like love my hair. They're like, I'm obsessed with your balayage. And I'm like, really?
Literally, like when I imagine Mayra, I imagine her like this. I cannot imagine it. But yeah, I mean, you know what? Maybe you should do it. Maybe we should have an actual twin moment.
Shit.
I feel like we're going to look a lot like...
No, I'm scared to dye my hair. But I told Karina, I was like, we would both be back to black hair. Mm-hmm. I think it's iconic. I'm sorry. Like... And then people do say, don't dye it black because then you guys are going to look the same. The fuck, we're twins, girl. Like, wait, why my hair black? Like, what? I'm like, no. I think it would be iconic if we both had black hair. If anything, Karina's losing mad weight. Like, I feel like it's pretty obvious who's who. Like, I want my black hair
I would love to have, like, a little twin moment, please. Let's do it.
I would love to. And then I just know myself, too. I'm so fucking annoying. This is something that I dealt with since I was, like, young when I would dye my hair. My family would hear the meltdowns after because I just knew I was going to hate it. And
she would cry.
Yeah.
And she would be fucking angry. Like, why did everybody let me dye my hair? Like, bitch, you wanted to dye hair.
When there's gotta be something with Aquariuses or my rising or something. I'm the most indecisive person in the world. Do not ever let me make decisions. Ever.
She'll get a haircut or like do her hair or something different. And she will literally like cry and she'll complain to the family like it's y'all fault for letting me do this shit. Like
that was like me at 15, girl. I have not done that recently.
It's just funny because it's like girl, you really wanted this shit.
I'm just scared that I'm gonna dye my hair and I'm gonna look back at the podcast and be like, what did you do? So when I was like transitioning, do you guys remember when I was wearing like the dark extensions?
And it's hard because you can't just go back to blonde like that after going black, huh?
No, you can't.
It's hard.
Mm-mm. So recently, I don't know if you guys remember when I was like putting dark extensions in between where I had like highlights, but not really. I was living for it until one day, right? Thank God there were extensions. Until one day I was like scrolling through the very first podcast and I was like, oh, my hair was blonde. And I was like, wait, why did I go back to dark? I really love this vibe. I ripped those extensions off and threw on the blonde again.
See, that's why.
And I'm like,
shouldn't make decisions.
I am going to I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to dye my hair black. I'm going to go through the videos and be like, what did I do?
Oh, yeah, you don't want to jump into something, but you have been wanting black for a while.
Oh, for a while.
So who knows if it's like the right decision.
I get so annoyed with like, so recently I actually touched up my own roots because my hair at some point was like a lot of blonde. Mm-hmm. And I touched up my own roots, like they look darker. I literally went in, I don't know how I did my hair balayage, but I went in with like dark hair dye and I was like brushing it out so it could look like ombre. And like my roots looked like darker because my canas were coming out and shit too. I'm like, girl, me and Karina literally have canas. And I'm like, we were getting so old. And no, me and Karina literally, I started getting canas when I was a teenager.
I don't remember.
For what? But yeah, I literally did my own roots. I need to take my earphones off.
If you want the black, why don't you just go in with a little bit of black on your roots and like, you know.
I did. I went a little darker. Oh my God, it sounds so weird without the earphones. I forget how crisp they are, but yeah, I went a little darker on the roots, and I was so tempted to just like go all over my fucking hair. I was like, covered the damn blonde already, but I knew I was gonna regret it.
You'll be sad.
No, I knew I was gonna regret it, and I was like,
you know what? The holidays are coming up. Maybe you don't want to do a drastic change around the holidays because then you're gonna look back at those pictures and be like, oh shit, I had that hair. But then I think about going copper, and I'm like, I don't want to like look back on Christmas Day like, oh shit, I had copper and I didn't want to have copper. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but I mean, you've been wanting copper. I think you should just give it a try.
Even if it's for a fucking month.
You could change it up.
Even if it's for a month and then I'm like, all right, I'm over it.
The scary part about me is like, I'm blonde and it will be hard to go blonde if I add black into my hair. That's the hard part.
Well, we'll figure it out.
To go dark is not a problem. It's the going light. But damn, bitch, we've been talking for a while. I didn't even know it's been this long.
It's been a minute, girl, and I really gotta pee.
She was like, I'm out of here.
I'm like, should we end this?
Yeah, you guys. I hope you guys loved this episode. Sending all the Thanksgiving turkey vibes your way. All the gravy, girl. But we are going to start decorating for Christmas. I think like maybe late November. I don't know, girl.
Yeah,
right now we're just giving the turkey energy. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Damn, episode 33. I didn't say that episode, girl. And I know like towards the end of December we are gonna go on a little break. So take advantage now, Gorge.
We are gonna have a little break after season 1 because season 1 is coming to an end soon. Oh my god, that's crazy. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much, and we'll talk to you guys very soon
later.